Could you use paper to break wood? I'm Ben, this is Physics or Bust. This wood is much stouter, even though thin, than this piece of paper. But how can this paper be used to break the piece of wood? So we have our wood that we place here, and the paper we're just going to lay down and nice and flatten it onto the table. You're gonna have as little air under there as possible to make this work right. Came clean off. Now if I were to do this again and I just press real slowly, you'll note that the paper just comes up. Right? Even if I try flattening this down again, right? Pressing slowly, the paper just comes up. But this wood broke almost as if I were holding down on one side of the wood in order to snap it. So what's happening in order to break this piece of wood is that when you hit the end of the wood that's sticking out from the table, the air underneath the paper is putting a pressure going upward on the paper. And you have air on top putting air pressure as well. But as it tries to lift the paper, it wants to pull in more air. The pressure underneath the paper gets less and less, but the pressure on top of the paper stays the same. So as you hit down, you get a very large pressure still on top of the paper, while the pressure underneath the paper goes close to zero. And since air pressure is about 15 pounds per square inch, it's like just for an instant you loaded up the table with a whole stack of books, or more than that, which resulted in the part of the wood that's on the table not being able to move. And since this part that was sticking out was getting an extreme force going down, it just snapped it in half. You can test for yourself how thick of a board you can do with this method. It can get pretty thick as long as you can hit it hard enough. When you press slow on the piece of wood that's sticking out from the table, then there's enough time for more air to get underneath the paper and therefore equalize the pressure from the air above and below the paper, making it basically like the paper's not even there as far as the force holding down the wood. Which is why it was really important to smack it really hard, really fast, so that the air didn't have time to get under the paper, so that there'd be a really low pressure under the paper, but still a high pressure on top. Hope you had fun with that one. I know I did. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, keep asking questions. I'll see you on the next video.